We are back with more of Your Cheddar, sponsored by Ally, the bank that is relentless about keeping your cheddar stacked.
When you're starting a small business, finding the right hires is more important than ever in terms of retention and growth. Social media management company Life Marketing made the top 300 on this year's Inc. 5000 list of America's fastest growing private companies. But the founders fear that its rapid growth would compromise the company's tight-knit culture. Joining us now to discuss is Sherman Stanberry, co-founder and CFO of Life Marketing. Great to have you here with us today. What are some of the major challenges that any company faces when trying to increase talent but still maintaining that positive culture?
Yeah, and thank you for having me. And I'm very happy to be talking to you all. So my company, Life Marketing, we had literally 2 employees 3 years ago, and that has skyrocketed to be about 50 people, excuse me. And some of the challenges that we've had with that has been really maintaining a close-knit family culture. And, for those listening, I encourage you to think of like a family reunion. Imagine that you have a family reunion every single year, and then all of a sudden you have 50 people that you've never seen before. So trying to get everybody to be collaborative or collaborate with each other, to be productive with each other, as well as continue to be positive overall and interact with their peers has been really honestly the main challenge and increasing talent while maintaining a positive culture for us.
How do you decide whether or not job candidates are a good fit for your company?
Yeah, so we had to learn this as we grew. Honestly, when we first started hiring people, we only looked at one thing, which is their experience and their competence. Like, if we hired based off of the simple fact of us believing that they could do the job. A couple years down the road, we learned that that wasn't the best hiring philosophy to have. And in fact, we adapted an approach by Patrick Lencioni called humble, hungry, and smart. And what hungry means is, and this is all about culture, the personality that we want in our company. What hungry means is someone that is going to be someone who's going to go the extra mile, someone who's going to work hard, someone who's extremely passionate about your business, your mission, as well as just the industry overall. So that's the first category, is being hungry. The second thing is actually being humble. And this is very critical that a lot of employers miss and that we had to learn as well. Some people accept positions just for themselves, meaning that they're just trying to get a higher pay, they're just trying to get, a promotion, or they're just trying to get experience so they can go on and do the next thing. But humble is all about, pushing the greater purpose, being a team player, not making everything about yourself. So in our hiring process, we started assessing that for people that we're looking at. And then lastly is smart. And I don't just mean book smart. I'm not talking about your GPA or your knowledge. I'm talking about being socially smart. And what this means is being aware of yourself, number one, but number two, how you interact with others. So making sure that you are passing positive energy to the people that you're working around so that we can again maintain a positive and also collaborative work environment. So that's some of the things that we've implemented, is really just looking at their experience and competence. We still look at that, but also establishing what that culture fit is for you. And for us, we've adapted the humble, hungry, smart philosophy.
How do you ensure that those factors are top of mind for hiring managers, for employees? How do you incorporate that into the training process?
Yeah, that's a fantastic question, and we start early on in the interviewing process. We are very frank with our clients, or not our clients, but our employees, in terms of what we're looking for. We tell them if we have concerns about their personality fit or culture fit. We tell them in the interview process. Once they are hired on, if we do agree to move forward, the very first day they're meeting with our office manager, who's also reinforcing our values, our mission, what we believe, and so on. And then we also make sure that their supervisor is checking in with them with monthly one-on-ones or 3-month performance reviews type of things, where we're letting them know how they're performing as it relates to their job, as well as the culture fit side of things of what we're talking about.
Depending on the size of an organization, Sherman, employee turnover can cost millions. And so, how does your company prepare for turnover?
Yeah, so there's a lot of different ways that you can prepare for turnover, and we've experienced it and gotten a lot better at it ourselves. The first thing is making sure that you're treating your current employees very well. That might be competitive pay, that might be benefits, that might be making sure that they work in a positive work environment. So making sure that you're taking care of your current team members is definitely going to be number one. building on that point, you can also make sure that you're cross training your current team members. So if you do have an employee that surprisingly leaves your company, if you have, let's say it's a salesperson that exit, but you have another person in operations or service fulfillment that has been cross trained in sales and can fill those shoes temporarily while you go out and find someone. That's also an option. But something that we've also adapted here is also having what we call a bench of people who are ready to go as it relates to accepting an offer from our agency. So what this means is, even like today, right, we might not have any vacancies that we need to fill, but we're always hiring, we're always screening new applicants so that we're ready for a potential departure from our company, meaning that may mean we might have to fire someone, that might mean that someone is leaving us. But regardless, our goal is actually to have 3 ready to go hires per critical position at our agency. So I would say make sure that you're taking care of your people, make sure that you are cross-training your current team members, and also make sure that you're proactively seeking new and good people so that you have people to call on when you do have to replace someone.
And how has the firing process evolved with this improved focus on culture?
Yeah, so I can't speak for a lot of different companies, but for us, we're a very small, close-knit company. We only have less than about 50 people here. And, fire is something that I had to learn personally. I have family members that work in this company, close friends that work in this company, as well as people that, we've just naturally increased our relationships over their term of working at our agency. So firing your friends or family members or people that you really genuinely respect has been a challenge. But what we learned on the back end is that we were actually hurting ourselves in terms of our performance for our key services. And we look at specific KPIs or key performance indicators of each position. So we essentially address firing by looking at specific quantifiable key performance measurement points so that we can look at numbers and see if someone's performing their job or not. And we try not to surprise people with fires or terminating them. We sit down with them first and say, hey, you're not meeting our expectations. We need you to fix this. And what we've learned is that a lot of times when you're very direct, you're letting people that they're not meeting your expectations, they go the extra mile to meet them. Or sometimes they'll eliminate themselves from the equation because they already have that self-inflicted pressure to meet your expectations. So just being extremely direct about it, letting your employees know that you're not happy when you're actually not happy with their performance. And then that way, if you did have to pull the plug and fire them, it won't catch them by surprise. And the last time I actually had to let someone go, they shook my hand and said, "Thank you so much. I understand. It wasn't anything hostile." So there's definitely an etiquette to letting someone go, and that's kind of what we've done at our agency here at Life Marketing.
Great advice all around. That's Sherman Stanberry, co-founder and CFO of Life Marketing. Sherman, thank you so much for your time.